Hey guys, I thought it was a good idea to actually look at some of the boots that I've had over the years and tell you what worked for me and what haven't. So these are trackers from Vivo. They're actually pretty good in terms of a grip. I used them last year in snow and that was good. Problem now is this area. They actually are cut a little bit steeper right here around the toe box compared to even their fulhams, whereas this seems to be a little bit wider compared to this. So I like the fact that they're cut out a little bit here so they don't actually push into my heel. These worked pretty good in this area. They're a little bit padded compared to Lem's, and this cut was better. The only problem with these was that the toe box was actually not wide enough. These are the fulhams from Vivo as well. I like the toe box. I like the fact that this was so narrow, so they actually sat on my foot and my leg, like in this area, really well. There was not much movement in terms of length, which I would usually get in Chelsea boots. So normally my Chelsea boots kind of make my foot slide slightly because this area is really wide. These fulhams were bought through the Beta brand, and they were actually more narrow than the newer version of these, but I really like them. My feet are getting a little bit wider in this area, and so I'm not reaching for these as much. These are Gobi. I have these in blue and brown. I actually like them quite a bit. So they're nice and warm on the inside. There is the thermal insole. There is not much grip. So when it actually freezes over here, there's a little bit of snow. These are kind of boots that you either need to sit inside or you're gonna lose your teeth outside. So Vivos are all a little bit better for narrow foot in terms of volume, a little bit lower volume compared to other boots as well. The trackers have the worst toe box in my opinion. If you're looking at these, you see how much wider is this area. Fulhams are still a little bit wider here. Trackers, a lot more pointy. So those are the Vivos. Again, most Vivos don't have much grip. The trackers have pretty good grip and they work really well. Now, my new favorites. The lenka. I have the Ranger and I have the Nevada. I have also tried Entice, and the problem with Entice was actually this area. It made my foot slide forward a little bit, so I got a bigger size and it was just too loose all over here. So I did not keep the Entice, but I absolutely love the Nevada and the Ranger. So as you know, we live in Victoria, so we don't get snow too frequently, but we did in the last couple of weeks, and these Rangers have been amazing. I basically wore them every day the time I was home for like a 4-week period. They are lined with fleece. Toe box is beautiful. It's the widest toe box that I have compared to everything, like Riders, Wildlings, you name it, Field Grounds. Everything is more narrow in toe box. They kind of look a little too wide when I got them first. But really, they look good. These are the brown, I think they're called, green. These are the green, and I have seen the brown. They're lovely, and the black actually look really good too. I put a bunch of beeswax on these, so they look a little bit more brownish than greenish, but they are good. If you're thinking about Rangers for places where it's not as cold, where you would need the lining, I recommend just replace the insole. Once you take this fleecy insole and you just put a regular one, this rest of the shoe is not gonna make you as warm as when you have actual fleece. I had actually wore them here in 11 degrees and my feet were not sweating. I also am mostly barefoot at home. and I like my feet to be warm, so these are great. They actually fit my feet. It's really hard to put an insole back with one hand. These actually fit my feet even with correct toes, but that's probably because my feet are pretty narrowish. And I do like these because I can actually lace them up. So my ankles are narrow, my heels are narrow, my foot overall is narrow, and these work really well as I can lace them up all the way. One thing I love about these is how low this is. So at the back of my heel, right around here, is where I get a lot of pain as I walk, especially when I drive. It actually just pushes here. These are cut the same way as the trackers, so they're actually lower. For example, my limbs or my field grounds even are so high that it actually pushes right there. These are good, and so I really like them. And these are the Nevada. I got them a little bit muddy, obviously. I put wax on them, so they're a little bit darker than they were. These were the shoes I saw, and I was like, oh my god. Absolutely love the toe box. Love the fact that you can replace the laces with some elastic laces, and you can have them as a slide-ons. They are not lined at all, so you can actually replace the insole with something warmer, with sheepskin, and they would be perfect for colder days. But these are the ones that I love. Yeah, so awesome, eh?